or under. The final gaps of the wall were about to be sealed. Then Kamala came in.
We are monitoring Donald Trump. He is at a border community just along the Arizona-Mexico border.
Even Fox News had to cut away from Donald Trump's bizarre Arizona appearance. It was supposed to be a speech about the border, but Trump went off the rails. Let's break down some of the wild claims he made and fact-check his statements in real time. You won't believe what he said next. Trump started by attacking the media again. He loves to say they're the enemy of the people. But then he complains about the media disappearing.
Fairly, this story, because you people don't want to talk about the border. You don't want to talk about the bad things that are going on in our country. We're going to end up not having a country. You're not going to have any media. We don't have media. They don't have media. They do their own media. They don't need media.
And then Trump talked about drug climbers.
All of your people. And we wanted to design something that worked. And we actually had mountain climbers. We even had drug climbers. They call them drug climbers. They can get over a wall so incredible with 75 pounds of drugs on their back. They can climb up things. And we designed this after looking at a lot of different designs. And that's an anti-climb panel that makes it very tough for somebody to climb. This was the one that they wanted.
And made some bizarre statements about a coup against Biden.
So thank you very much, everybody. It's very sad time for this country in many ways. You had a candidate. I was no fan of Joe Biden, but the way he was taken out was a coup.
Next, Trump took a swing at Vice President Kamala Harris, claiming she destroyed San Francisco and California.
And she's the leader of the pack. She destroyed San Francisco, absolutely destroyed it. She destroyed California. You can't go into California. You can't go into San Francisco. It's not livable. 15 years ago, it was the best city in the country, one of the best cities in the world. And now you can't.
Jessica has been fact-checking these claims on Fox. Check this out.
Well, first of all, he loves to say 15 years ago, San Francisco was amazing, which is when Kamala Harris was DA and Gavin Newsom was the mayor of San Francisco. So I'm sure they appreciate the compliment about their work.
Trump didn't stop there. He talked about rough prisoners from Congo and all over Europe.
The Congo in Africa. Many prisoners let go from the Congo in Africa. Rough prisoners. All over Europe they come, from all over, rough sections.
Then he shifted to Minnesota, talking about hanky-panky. It's almost like he's just stringing random words together to create outrage.
His numbers are horrible. People are fleeing his state. I love his state. We should have won his state twice, but a lot of hanky-panky goes on there. Hasn't been won since 1972. Richard Nixon was the last one to win it. But every time I go in there, we have massive crowds and everything's good, but nobody seems to be able to win it. So I know why we didn't win it. People don't like to talk about it.
And of course, he falsely claimed that jobs for the Black and Hispanic populations are down.
The jobs now are down, way down for the Black population and the Hispanic population because we have millions of illegal aliens that are poured into our country. They've taken the jobs of African Americans and Hispanics. And that was obvious.
Here's the truth. Under President Biden, unemployment rates for Black and Hispanic populations are at all-time lows. The wealth gap is shrinking too. But that's not something Trump wants you to know. Speaking of Trump's base, here are some of his MAGA supporters at the event. Meanwhile, J.D. Vance was asked about GOP leaders supporting Kamala Harris. And his response was, well, awkward to say the least.
Sir. Senator, the former lieutenant governor spoke at the DNC, had some choice words about the former president.
I saw that too.
We also know that Brian Kemp has also had some tough things to say about the former president. What's your reaction to these top Republicans from the state having reservations about the president and telling other Republicans to dump Trump?
Well, look, first of all, of course, Tim Walz is going to attack Donald Trump because Tim Walz doesn't have a record to stand on. What I found very interesting, did anybody watch Tim Walz's speech? Okay, good. I was going to lose a lot of respect for you if you had said yes. If you watched Tim Walz's speech, it's part of my job, so I had to. You know what he never did? He never once said, I know we've got some train noise in the background here, so I'll try to be loud, but he never, it's the Trump train. That's right, ma'am. God bless you.
And if you thought that was bad, wait till you see J.D. Vance trying to order donuts in Georgia.
The zoo has come to town. Thank you for letting us come in here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'm sorry, man. Okay, yeah. She doesn't want to be on film, guys, so just cut her out of anything. Appreciate that, man. I'm JD Vance. I'm running for Vice President. Good to see you.
Okay.
How long have you worked here?
I've been here since the beginning of July
Okay.
of this year.
Okay, good. How about you, sir?
Almost 2 years.
Okay, good. Just everything, yeah. I mean, a lot of glazed here, some sprinkle stuff, some of these cinnamon rolls, just whatever makes sense. How long has this place been around?
About 4 years.
About 4 years? Okay. How long have you been here?
It's a cringeworthy moment you have to see to believe. Now let's talk facts. Every time Trump talks about the border, remember this. The conservative Republican senator from Oklahoma led negotiations for a bipartisan border deal. Even the Border Patrol Officers Union, who endorsed Trump in 2020, supported this deal. But Trump and his MAGA allies? They killed it because they thought chaos at the border would be a winning issue. Check out what James Langford had to say about it.
So Biden, in a rare moment, was correct in the things that he was actually laying out in that clip from the State of the Union address. It would have increased the number of border agents, would have increased the number of asylum officers. It would have radically changed the way that we did.
Here's Langford on the Senate floor, laying it out plainly.
Popular commentator 4 weeks ago that I talked to that told me flat out, before they knew any of the contents of the bill, nothing was out at that point, that told me flat out, if you try to move a bill that solves the border crisis during this presidential year, I will do whatever I can to destroy you.
And here's the VP of the Border Patrol Officers Union explaining why they supported the deal that Trump torpedoed.
Because what this bill essentially does is, yeah, you hear a lot of talk on the 5,000 cap, okay? But what that is right now there is no cap. So everyone that comes across that asylum gets released. Under this bill, everyone's going to get detained. You're not just going to be releasing. Why is it 5,000? Because they're saying, they're going to hold up to 5,000 that they're going to go through the process, but the process are more strict than they are now. So now the asylum officer will make the determination on the asylum, and if they don't have a good asylum claim, they're going to get, sent back immediately without ever getting released. And as opposed to now, everyone's getting released, and they're not showing up for court, or their court date is 10 years down the road. Just eliminate that. It's like I said, it's not perfect. I wish everyone was getting detained.
Plus, here's Texas Sheriff Javier Salazar at the DNC, detailing how Trump's actions killed the deal.
When Donald Trump comes down to Texas, stands next to officers in uniforms just like mine, he's not there to help us. Don't think that, not for a second. He is a self-serving man. I mean, look, just like when he killed the border bill, he just made our jobs harder. Now, Kamala, on the other hand, has been fighting border crime for years. She's gone down to Mexico and worked to stop the traffickers. And when the traffickers didn't stop, she put them in jail. Now, down in my neck of the woods, we call that fooling around and finding out. I may be paraphrasing a bit. We protect them. Now, the border sheriffs that I know, right, and we're like Kamala. We protect and serve. We enforce the law. We show compassion. And we fight like hell to protect our border. Because as we've always known in Texas, cuando luchamos, ganamos. When we fight, we win.
It's all about creating chaos and division. But we're here to set the record straight and give you the facts.
We also had another massive victory that every conservative should celebrate. We crushed crooked Joe Biden's disastrous open borders bill. Crushed it. Mike Johnson did a very good job, and the whole group did a great job in Congress. We crushed.
So there you have it, folks. Trump's speech, fact-checked, and put into context. What do you think? Let's keep this conversation going in the comments. Don't forget to hit subscribe and stay tuned for more breakdowns. Thanks for watching.